Nobody uses QuickBooks around here.
We are now live. The December 23rd, 2016 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Let's do a little intro. Misha, I'm going to start with you.
Hey, I'm Misha Paris, the Paris Company Incorporated. We are over here in Massachusetts, on the coast of America, and I'm about 30 minutes south of Boston. We do bookkeeping, payroll, taxes, and small business consulting.
Thank you, Misha. Brandon?
I'm Brandon Morris. I'm from Arkansas, Barron's Incorporated, and Accounting Success Group. We're an IRP for Intuit. We do QuickBooks consulting and training and sales for all of the Intuit products. That's it. No tax, no CPA, nothing like that.
Thank you, Brandon. Linda? Linda Russell?
I'm Linda QBQ Russell, so you can find me on the social media because there's tens of thousands of Linda Russells. And my business is QB Queen. And what I do is I do QuickBooks Desktop only, Pro, Premier, and Enterprise Solutions. And I do custom setup solutions and training, very custom. And I some of the clients that we do really well with, I'll go in once a month and reconcile, or once every 2-3 months and reconcile. And I don't do bookkeeping, I don't do payroll, I refer to other people.
Thank you, Linda. Dennis?
I'm Dennis Thompson. I'm a CPA. I live in Glenwood, Washington, which is about 20 miles north of Seattle. I'm a CPA. I'm also a certified fraud examiner. I've been a QuickBooks advisor, Zero advisor, but in order to keep my sanity, I decided to focus on just taxes, and so I do tax returns, tax planning, and IRS representation and audits.
Thank you, Dennis. Larry?
Larry DeForest, North Shore of Long Island, about 30 minutes from the Rotten Apple. I'm presently unemployed, and I'll be starting my own company early next year.
Thank you, Larry. Linda?
You already. Linda. Sorry.
Go ahead.
My name is Linda Artisani, and I am an advanced certified pro advisor, no tax stuff, no CPA. I specialize in QuickBooks Online. I try not to do desktop, so I'm the opposite of the other Linda. And I'm in Florida, but I'm originally from Rhode Island, so you'll hear that Rhode Island accent. And Rhode Island has Mishka's Massachusetts beat by a mile when it comes to tax. Which is why I escaped and came to Florida, where we don't even have state tax. So, yes, very nice. Great state. Come here while the prices are still low.
It's actually, honestly, it's not. It's, yes, we call it Massachusetts, but we're also the first to do stuff. So I'm wicked proud of that. You know what I'm saying?
Wicked proud. Awesome.
Wicked proud. So, you know.
Coffee.
And we got, of course, you know, we got the Patriots, we got Bruins, right. You know what I'm saying? We got the Celtics, we got all the best. Just saying.
We die down here because we have the Patriots. We have to go to the bar to watch them, and because they only have like Miami Dolphins on, and my husband refuses to watch that.
Oh wow! Well, the next time I get to visit a Patriots player, I'll think of you.
Oh, absolutely. It's Tom Brady.
No, I haven't gotten Tom Brady. I've got a couple of them. I'm not gonna say that because we're recording. Forgot. Sorry.
And I'm Gina Rodkey, Gina's Internet Advising. I'm looking for bookkeeping clients on QBO. And I am from just outside of Philadelphia, the East Coast. So, first subject. This was brought up by Linda Artisani. Am I saying your last name right?
Yes, you are.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. You have a client that's going from an LLC, a sole proprietor LLC, to an S Corp. What's required? Silence. Everybody had opinions.
Sorry.
Dennis, well, probably the CPAs know better than anyone, but in California, when you get a California corporation, you must start a new bank account. You cannot use the same bank account.
Oh, good
Now, for me, if the person has like 10 years of data or something, I start a new data file and I export, all the lists and just make a clean file for it. But if they just have a year or two or three, a lot of times if they're going to switch over at a fiscal year end, January 31st, I'll just go ahead and I'll just change it in the data file, knowing that before this certain date, before 12/31/16, he was a sole proprietor LLC, but now as of January 1st, he's an S corp.
Well, I should preface my remarks by saying I'm not an attorney, but you're not really an S corp. You're being taxed as an S corp. You're still an LLC.
Aha.
So,
You're just being taxed as an S corp. And
so
like
you have to file for an S corp election.
what you do is you file a Form 2553, and I'm filing one today, and I'm going to try to sneak it through on a late election. And sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. But basically the reason you do it is that you want to save on the self-employment tax. Plus, you only pay self-employment on your salary, but you have to pay yourself a reasonable salary, so that's an issue. But you don't get paid, like on a sole prop, you pay self-employment on your net income. And so as an S corp, you pay self-employment on your wages, assuming you've made a reasonable salary, which a lot of people don't. But I don't think the IRS has enough resources to keep track of everybody doing that. So only the most egregious people get caught.
Actually, Dennis, they've just instituted some new changes on that, and they are cracking down on that now.
Well, I know there's always been.
Or they're going to try to.
I know in the past they've tried to get Congress to make any distribution should have self-employment tax on any distribution. Some people argue that when you get a distribution, assume you have equity or basis, that it's just a return of capital. But the thing that's kind of tricky is that you can't really tell from a K-1 if that person has basis or not. If you get a K-1 from another CPA, you don't necessarily know that client has basis. And technically, if you don't have basis meaning equity, that you can't take a deduction. You have to basically hold it in suspension at such time as you acquire basis, which is either by making a contribution or by having net income. So it gets kind of tricky. I mean, and the thing is that most clients don't even know what basis is. And so as a practical matter, it's a CPA that is usually tracking the basis.
So do you want to explain a little bit what basis is?
Yeah, basis.
Hanging out with smart people.
Basis is basically your investment in the company. It's like, I think it's pretty much the same as your equity, and you decrease basis by distributions or withdrawals, and you decrease basis by losses, and then you increase basis by contributions or capital contributions, and you increase it by net income. And so it's important to keep track of basis, but as a practical matter, people that use H&R Block or use TurboTax for S corps probably don't keep track of their basis.
I am 100% sure that they do, because I am 100% sure they have no idea even what basis is.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, when I start talking about my clients, eyes kind of glaze over, and I'm saying, so I try to use equity. I think that's a little more understandable.
The equity between an LLC and an S corp is different. I look at the two companies. LLC, you get paid back by draws. S corps, you get paid back by payroll and bonuses.
And we talked about payroll. I brought that up to him when I had a meeting with him in September, that he was, throwing his money out the window with his self-employment tax. So
right. I mean,
he must have talked to the accountant. And I know everything's all set for 12/31, but if I don't have to start a new file That would be good because it's the end of the year and he's only has a couple of years in his, he's only been.
Well, you should, what you need to do is start a new file because you need to close out the sole proprietor because the accounts that you're tracking are going to be a little bit different than with the schedule, the 1120S.
Yeah,
so that's why starting a new file as the new entity is going to be key because you need to wrap up, close out, and then any money transfer it and start with that.
Then he does need to get another bank account then because he's going to. Okay.
Yeah.
And also don't commingle.
And don't commingle.
Yeah.
Get a new EIN number when you change entities like that?
He said he's using the same one. I asked him that question yesterday.
I want to say because he's still technically, okay, so for recording purposes, meaning he's registered purposes, he's still registered, he still uses the designation as LLC. But for tax purposes and bookkeeping and recording, he's being treated for tax purposes using those account numbers as a S corp. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, because if you're an LLC, if you're a two-person LLC, the IRS default is a partnership return. If you're a one-person LLC, the default is a sole proprietor. Unless you file Form 2553 and make an election to be treated as an S corp for tax filing purposes. But I'd say I'm not an attorney. I don't know that you have the same reporting requirements and having to have meetings and that kind of stuff that S corps do. I mean, there's two ways you become an S corp. You can either be a C corp and make the election to become an S corp, or you're an LLC and you make the election. So you can kind of have two different ways.
But then, depending on what state you're in, look at because your articles of organization will then lay out what is required for your LLC.
Yeah.
But you see, it's weird because you have to think tax and then you have to think business, administration. So it's two different things and it's being treated differently because most states recognize an LLC. IRS does not as an entity.
It's a disregarded entity.
It's a disregarded entity for IRS. So you want to make sure that all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted.
I should probably reach out to his CPA and say what's going on because he's a power washer and he came to my house to power wash my roof and he just mentioned as he's walking out the door after we paid him, oh, by the way, on January 1st, I'm an S corp, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm glad that he told you now.
Aren't you glad you know?
Right?
Oh, by the way,
Better tell me in June.
probably the most important thing you do to help him is keep track of his basis. Keep track of and make sure he doesn't pay business expenses out of his personal account. I mean, sole props tend to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Make sure he gets a separate credit card or debit card for LLC. Don't commingle because otherwise the IRS could, disregard it and say, well, guess what, you're a sole prop.
He's one of my rare people that is a very, very straight-laced, good guy, keeps everything separate. If he makes a mistake, he's one of the good ones.
Congratulations.
Also tell him.
I'd like 90 more of him.
Also tell him that there is if you don't get an extension, there's a failure to file penalty of $195 a month per person for an S corp.
Yeah.
We're in partnerships, so make sure that he's aware of that. Well, his CPA should make sure he's aware of that. But it doesn't hurt that you know also.
Yes.
So, Dennis, the advantages of being filing as an S corp versus an LLC. An LLC, you're getting draws from the company, and you have to pay estimated taxes. And in addition, you pay yourself.
There's two ways you get the benefit. One is that you're limiting the amount of income that's going to be subject to self-employment, assuming you're paying a reasonable salary.
So you are still paying taxes. You're now getting.
You're just not paying as much in payroll. You're not paying as much in payroll taxes because you're putting your whole net income against, it's not being taxed on your whole net income. It's just being taxed on the salary portion of the, and what else was I going to say?
So you are paying for payroll. You do need payroll.
You definitely need payroll.
You need to pay for that, but the benefits are less.
Yeah, no, what I'm going to do, I've got one client that another client we're trying to do a last minute conversion. And so I'm going to do I'm going to take his draws and gross them up as to what he would have paid, tax on, and then make a 941, for that. And then starting next year, start doing payroll, because that's where you're going to get in trouble if you're not doing payroll or paying yourself a reasonable salary.
And that's a whole thing in and of itself.
Yeah, I mean, the game is to pay yourself a real small salary and then take big distributions that you don't pay self-employment tax on. I mean, you're kind of screwing yourself over in the long run, assuming you think Social Security will be there in the long run.
Right.
So that's what happens too. You have to think about Social Security and how much you are contributing to Social Security.
And Medicare. And Medicare now goes, you pay Social Security on only about the first 180,000 you make or so.
I think it's 120 or something. It's getting close to 120, I think. Yeah.
Who?
Hey, Dwayne. Dwayne, are you with us?
We had a massive heart attack.
Yeah. Well, I've got to leave for my appointment, so I will see you.
All right. Well, will we see you next week, next Friday, Dennis, I hope?
As far as I know.
Merry Christmas.
Drive safe in the snow.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
The other thing that's very interesting about S-Corp people and companies is I have a client that's an S-Corp, and he has the company owning 3 cars, a Maserati, a Cadillac, and a Prius. And we have to track how many personal miles he drives, and we give that to the CPA and I don't know how he managed to do this, but his S-Corp ends September 30th. That's his year end. And somebody told me before that can't be because the IRS doesn't allow it. But
you can have a fiscal year that is outside of the calendar year. Why wouldn't you?
So
if the corporation elects it, that's what happens.
Yes, they did it on purpose. As a matter of fact, it was changed from December 31st to September 30th by the CPA, the tax preparer, who prefers to do all his corporate taxes by December 15th, so that he then knows what's going to happen on somebody's personal tax return at year end 12/31. A corporation can have a fiscal year that is outside the calendar year. Well, that's why you have the option to, when you fill out the forms, is it a fiscal year or is it a calendar year? Right.
Most nonprofits' fiscal year ends June 30th.
Got it.
So you have some that end September 30th. So
yes. So
you just when you register the business, you put that in your articles of organization. As to, because it asks you when is your fiscal year and is it the same as your calendar year, but most people will just do calendar year because it's just easier.
Got it. But what the tax preparer does is she calculates how many personal miles. Then she just explained this to me in an email. We track business and personal miles every month at month end. And then we send her the Excel sheet so she knows how many personal miles. But then what we have to do, she calculates the Blue Book value on those vehicles and how much each of those personal miles are worth as far as dollars and cents, and then sends that back. And we send that into the payroll company. The payroll company grosses it up and then includes it in his W-2, because basically the company has paid him all those that's money.
It's like income, yes.
Yeah, it would be considered part of, it's taxable income.
Yes. And so Linda Artisani, I don't know whether he has any business. It's only if he has the company, the S-Corp, own the vehicles. That's still in time.
Linda, I think you're going to have a come to Jesus moment with CPA.
Yeah, yeah, I don't even know his name.
Yeah, and do whatever the CPA says.
Yeah, it's how the CPA is treating all of this, and CYA all day.
Yeah.
Yes.
All righty. So, Brandon, let's go to you. You were talking about an enterprise client and units of measure. What's happening?
They are a manufacturing client, so they receive raw goods by the pound. So they receive steel in a big rolled up. So what they're wanting to do is take that steel and convert it first to length, and then from length to pieces. So what they do is, depending on the type of steel that they get, and they've got different items inventory items that they make frames for windows, for doors, different things so for all of these items, they want to convert all of this rolled metal from pounds to inches to pieces. That way we can track that inventory from its raw state all the way through the manufacturing process to get the number of pieces. That way they can track the sold pieces that they send out to the other manufacturers that buy from them. So it's an interesting conversion. So we're converting them from non-inventory parts, we're changing those to inventory parts, and then doing the unit of measure conversion. But it's interesting because while that feature's been in there for a while, we've just not used unit of measure that much. So we're having a good time with it. I'm interested if anybody else has used unit of measure.
You're using two different types of measure. Like for me, I'm used to having cases versus bottles.
Yeah.
Right.
Still the same thing. You have a case of 12, it's 12 bottles. Where you're talking about going from inches or from pounds to inches?
Pounds to inches, and from inches to pieces. So for every inventory part they have, depending on what type of metal it is, determines what size piece it's going to end up. So if they've got, say, and the manufacturing process is kind of, their industry is different for me. So for every inventory piece that they get, it's going to come out. They know that if it's, say, a 1 ton piece of metal, that they know exactly, based on that inventory part and that weight, they know exactly what they're going to make out of it. They know based on that 1 ton, they're going to convert that. They know the conversion between the 1 ton and how many pieces it's going to make. But in QuickBooks, we have to take that 1 ton and say, okay, for 1 ton, we're going to we're going to convert that to how many inches. So they make a 16-inch piece out of it based on the length. So we're going to do. Okay, I'm sorry, I messed that up. So the 1 ton, they're going to take a fraction of that. So it may be 1 ton to maybe a 2-pound piece. From a 2-pound piece, we're going to convert that into how many pieces that it ultimately makes. That's going to be put in a crate to send over to the new customer.
So you're doing that conversion outside of QuickBooks?
No, we're doing that. They've already got the conversion done they've got it done on paper. We know exactly how much each one converts to. We just have to put that conversion into QuickBooks so that we can get that conversion done, and we can see that and see the actual cost per unit, and know out the door what each one of those raw materials is going to produce.
Nice. Nice. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, I'm home.
I see your Christmas tree in the background.
Yes, and it's a Christmas tree.
And it's dark outside now.
Yes, it is. She's
Just about. Just about. Well,
It's pitch black outside now for me.
isn't
Yeah.
it weird that there was that much? There was
Difference.
like 40,
That much
45
difference
minutes
on
or
the East
50
Coast.
minutes different.
And I'm up because I'm up where because she's Joanne's up in state New York,
Yeah.
and then I'm down Massachusetts. So I think she went dark before I did.
And then I was like 45 minutes later, which seemed
Wow. Wow.
All of it
Well,
depends on how far east and west you are, which is your
Exactly.
How
far
far?
longitude.
Time zone and how far north you are.
weird.
The further north and the further east you are, the sooner it'll get dark
Now,
Bless you.
in the time zone.
going back to
Just ask the smart people.
Did you see that little red-headed baby?
Yeah, she's adorable.
back to unit of measure,
Yep.
Oh yeah, sorry.
that's all right. I have a winery, and what
Yeah.
they do is they buy wine and they bottle it up and they blend it and everything. So they buy it by, I think, the liter or the quart, measures like that, and then they mix it and put it in bottles and sell
So
it.
you're
that's
going from
different.
quarts to ounces.
So you're doing assembly.
Yes, but one of the things they'll do is they'll change things from one bottle to another bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and they were making separate adjustments, taking one out and then doing a different adjustment to put it in. And they were getting all messed up. So they called me in to consult with their other QuickBooks Pro advisor. And we just decided the easiest way to do it is if you're taking it from one thing to another thing, do it on the same inventory adjustment so that at the bottom it zeros.
Oh, absolutely. I get that a lot with my
It's
gifts.
much easier to catch when you make a mistake. So
Because I'll have, what do they sell, like if a gift shop, if they sell the wrong thing and they'll go, oh, it should have been a red tie instead of a blue tie. And I'm like, do it on the same
Yep.
adjustment sheet so that it's a +1, -1 with the same cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just easy to catch it. You want to make it as easy as possible to catch it when you make a mistake, because everybody's going to once in a while be tired or rushed, and,
Yeah,
and it's going to happen.
that's a good idea.
Absolutely. Inventory is, I mean, on the surface, it seems very, very easy, but it doesn't take much to mess it up.
That's true.
Okay. So what is our next subject? Let's go to Misha. Misha learned that she could purge a QBO account.
Well, sort of, kind of, not really. I mean, it's the same rules apply. You can purge. You have to purge within 60 days, but you can update your existing file by re-importing your QB desktop file into QBO.
It'll
And it
overwrite the
will
first one.
override the first one. Yes.
Now that rule doesn't apply with our own free.
Apparently, that's the problem because I tried to bring in my desktop data and I thought I was bringing it into my books, which is supposed to be separate, but it put it on my practice, and now all of my clients for my firm are showing up on my dashboard for my practice for QBOA.
Isn't that supposed to be that way?
No.
Why?
I don't think so. Why would I want that? The only people that should be there are people that said, I want you to be my accountant. Those are the only people that should be on that list.
Client,
Who else is
not-
on the list?
Every person that's in my QuickBooks desktop client list. Yeah. Girl, I'm gonna have to show you a screenshot of it when
It took your customer list from desktop and set up.
it put everybody on there, and if I try to inactivate,
Yeah.
it inactivates it within my QBO file. So I can't remove.
It's
Girl, honey badger,
That's the craziest thing I ever heard.
you
I tell you what, this company's makes me crazy.
You have got to see it. You have got to see it.
So it's assuming that every one of your clients is going to be a QBO client, right?
I am not making any
Every one of your
assumptions.
customers is
And every one of my customers from my firm, because here's the funny thing, I have my QBO clients that I am working on as their accountant.
yeah.
It duplicated them. It put them in there twice.
Oh my God. Is this a new?
I don't know. I've decided, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger and do QBO for my company. Had I realized that it was going to do this, I would not have bothered.
And they won't nuke it for you or get.
I tried to talk to somebody on desktop I did Stranger Things. I used QBO chat and the dude hung up and he just disappeared. And
So much for Pro Advisor support.
so, and I'm gold, so I was like, yeah, gold support, sweet. So I've decided I need to escalate this. So Brandon has graciously decided to accept the challenge.
We're going through Gina to have some inside Intuit strings pulled.
The other Gina.
The other Gina, the Intuit Gina.
The IRP Gina.
Yeah. Because that is, and the thing is, I think it's probably because we are accountants. Because I didn't want it in my accountant file. I want it in the free QuickBooks Online file that they give us for our company. For the practice. Yeah. I was like, what the hell is this foolishness?
Well,
I think
still
it's
have those-
really one of those things they call it a realm problem. I think you have to merge your accounts. I had,
But why? But the thing is, even if I merged my account, I don't want all those people showing up there. At all. Like, I don't want, the only people that should be there are the people that are listed me, that invited me to be their accountant. Those are the only people that should be on my practice.
Now, I know with QBO that it does allow you to put your entire list there, but I really don't know anybody that actually has done that.
Mine did automatically. It didn't give me the option to thing. They didn't give me the option to say no, yes, no, maybe so.
Did you buy one of those buy 5 and then
Girl,
pay $100 a quarter and at the end of a quarter get a refund?
Sarah Layla, are you talking to Misha Paris that don't want to buy nothing? Really? Come on
My
now.
question is, has anybody gotten the refund yet?
There you go.
Yeah.
So Misha, just so you know, Intuit Gina just responded. She's got a phone number there for you. And if we need to escalate it some more, the phone number is for the IRP QBO support.
Got it.
Wait. What? There's an IRP QBO support?
Yes.
Hold on.
Support just for us.
What? This is some seriousness right here.
Like Christmas.
What? Ooh. Santa Claus is going to get some drinks tonight.
All right, y'all are scaring me. I'm trying to
I'm
2 clients to QBO, and every day I'm like,
Sarah, when we're finished here, I showed it before we started recording. When we're done recording, I will show you what it looks like. It is a hot. No, you don't understand. It's a hot mess.
well, I mean, my customer list is, was it just active customers or every customer since the beginning of time?
Even the deleted ones reappeared. Granted, I didn't have a lot in there, but still.
I've been in business. My QuickBooks file.
No, but you're not understanding me. Sarah, even the inactive people in my QB desktop pulled and became active again.
That would be a lot of clients. A lot of clients.
Well,
I'm already stressed out as it is. This is just not what I needed because my computer is
stress, Misha. I'm gonna tell you what. When I'm on with Intuit support, my favorite thing to do is Angry Birds.
I'm talking about other stress.
It helps. It helps.
But I'm talking about other stuff in my life. Like my computer keeps going black screen of swirly dot death. And I can't update it to the most current Windows update, which is the 1607 anniversary foolishness, because my computer says, hell no, we don't want you in here. So it keeps reverting back. Now, whatever update Jojo that's in there that I need, I'm not getting. And then I said, oh, let me just upgrade to Windows Pro. Maybe that'll solve the problem. Windows Pro, you must be updated to the most current Windows 10 before you can purchase our product. I said, oh, really? Really? Yes.
Time for a support call.
No, time for me to get a new damn computer.
Well, that works.
I swear I'm going to find another line of
Are you
business.
talking about, what are you on now, 7?
No,
10.
You're on 10.
But how did you purchase it with 10, or was it an upgrade?
It was that foolishness. Hi, hon. It was the countdown to death. We're gonna get it for free. So I did the countdown to death foolishness. So it was that free version that I got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I did that, and then I went back within a day.
Is this Mark that's talking?
Yeah, where's Mark?
Yeah, Mark. Yeah. Hi, Mark.
Well, it's not that other guy that Sarah always puts on here.
Brandon, stop.
Oh, we're
Mark
still
is the one
recording.
to talk to.
Rat me out like that? Gee.
how old is the computer?
How old is your computer? Misha?
I bought it sometime in 2010 or 11 or something.
You need to replace it.
It could be the hardware.
The hardware,
It's not supporting the
it's
hardware.
like-
the new
Yeah.
one.
it's got a cane.
Well, I gave it new memory. I took out what 5 I had in there, and I
And
put
don't you
in
wish you could just insert new memory?
I put in 16, so I massaged it a little bit. I used a good massage gel too.
The one thing you could try. No, stop turning that this way.
You have to turn them up, though.
So,
They already know you're lying on the subject.
I can't hear you, Mark. We need to see you so I can read your lips.
okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right, so one thing I would try is, do you have it connected to all your peripherals and everything?
Yeah.
When you're doing this? You could try just disconnecting it. Things like printers and that, see if that makes a difference.
Okay.
It could be something that's connected.
But then if I do that and then I reconnect, then won't that thing that I disconnect to stop working when I reconnect it?
Yeah, possibly.
But see, that I can't afford. I can't.
So yeah.
What the hell? First it told me that I had unauthorized music, that the certificates were outdated. I'm like, okay, fine. So I deleted all the music that was on here. Now it's just saying, it won't even tell me what the problem is. That's the problem. It keeps saying we couldn't install the fix. Because, there's a fix. I click the button to fix it. It swirls and swirls and swirls.
There might be a log in the event log. There might be something that gives a little bit more detail. And that's one of the issues with Windows 10 is that there's no controlling those updates for the most part. They're gonna come no matter what.
So can I ask you a question? You got any single IT guys that looking for a hot mama? That way we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Hey, she's got a great phone voice.
That's right.
I do.
I hear of somebody in Massachusetts, in the Boston area.
Yeah, as long as he's cute. I like me some eye candy.
Wait. Now you're putting a lot of too many.
No, okay. That's the only requirement.
IT and then cute.
It just has to be easy on the eyes. That's all I'm saying.
Technical dude. He's going to be an
It's a technical requirement. IT, eye candy. Come on.
Where's the kilt? Where's the kilt?
Oh, we are not going to mention the kilt because then Mark will have her hissy fit. So we're not going to mention the kilt or the accent or any of that thing. We leave that alone, Larry. Leave it alone.
You know what? I agree with you. I got stuck in the same mess, this upgrade from 7 to 10. And it's beyond drivers. It's something else. The closest I found out is there's a reserve petition on the hard drive, and they're claiming, Microsoft is claiming, well, sometimes you have antivirus on there and it'll put things in that petition that shouldn't be there, and it takes up the space in the petition, those kind of things. But nobody really wants to own up to what the problem is.
Yeah, that is one thing that I've found on the Windows 10 upgrades from 7 that I've done, is that you kind of do want to remove the antivirus, and you do want to remove any VPN software that you have on there, because sometimes that will cause anything that might interfere with the networking side of things. So, because I ran into that in a couple situations where I had to remove that stuff before I could get a good upgrade. So, and now that was going from 7 to 10, not necessarily doing the anniversary update, the 1607.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm looking for a sugar daddy to buy me a new computer. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, now I need 2 because I have both Windows Home on both my laptop and this, so I can't even have them talk to each other.
Yeah, I do like 10. It does. It's from a security standpoint, it's more stuff baked into it, but it does have its downsides with some of the update, how they're doing the updates and things like that. So
yeah,
I understand if you can get somebody to do a clean install, then you're golden. You're in good shape.
But do I want to on a computer that's at least 6 years, 7 years old? Because I don't even know how long it was before it was even manufactured, and I've had it since 2010.
At that, that's really getting towards the end of life for that kind of
I've been feeding this cat some serious medication and massaging it. And we do regular, spa days, so it will do what I want. I'm just saying. And it's not even a business computer. I bought it off the shelf at, the box store kind of thing. So when I started, I was not using Zoom every day. I wasn't downloading 12 years. I didn't have 12 years of software, of tax software. I didn't have 4 years of QuickBooks software, and I'm not syncing multiple things onto, downloading and uploading and all of this stuff. I wasn't doing a lot of that when I first started, so it was perfect. But now with
it sounds like you need a Christmas present to yourself.
Oh yeah! Oh yes! Did I mention height too? Kind of.
Okay, so we got.
I'm just saying. It's a bonus. It's not a deal breaker.
And then some unmentionable things about skirts or kilts.
Kilts, yes, that's not a deal breaker either, because we could fashion one of some dead skirts
on the cake.
That would be that would be just sweet.
Can I ask y'all a QBO question?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to
back on stage.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Ooh, let there be light. Please God, no.
There you go.
All right. So is it because the financial statements in QBO are either alphabetical or numerical, right?
I don't know.
Aren't the financials either alphabetical or numerical?
I believe so.
I know you can put your you know how in QBO you turn on desktop, you turn on the numbers and they come up?
Yeah.
I turned it on, but I have to put the numbers in myself.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I think
Mhm.
I'm a lot faster in desktop than I am in QBO. So I was about to convert this one client to QBO, and I thought, you know what? I better number it now. Is that
But I didn't.
basically what y'all do?
When I set up somebody fresh in QBO, the numbers don't show up automatically like they do in desktop.
Go in settings and
You have to go in settings and turn it on, but then it still doesn't automatically show up when you create a new thing. You have to type the number in yourself. At least that's what I noticed.
After I update? I mean, after I convert from desktop?
I don't know about the conversion and how it will pull in. That's what I'm saying. I've
I
only,
think it pulls the numbers in, Sarah. I think I have
yeah.
a client that, yeah, I can.
They pulled it in. Let me see if they pulled mine in.
Numbers to begin with. It will pull them in. So.
Okay.
So before we go, I want to go back to Mariette. Mariette, are you with us? Mariette had her hat on, her QBO hat. No? She's not with us?
I don't know what's going on. I need to either put a red flag out front or something so Intuit can find me, because I don't get nothing from Intuit.
Okay.
Looks like she's muted, but it looks like our camera's off too.
Mariette, get over here.
Uh-oh.
That is Misha's. So I was on QBO chat this week also. While I was playing Angry Birds on the other computer. QBO now allows you to attach POs to a bill. So if you're in a vendor and you have a purchase order open for that vendor, when you're creating a bill, a new window opens. They call it a drawer. And you can attach that PO to the bill and it brings the items over. Really kind of nice, really works well. Well, I got it to work 2 times and then it stopped working. I know, right?
You're doing inventory? You're doing inventory then?
No. These are
purchase
service
order
items.
for what?
Purchase orders. Well, it's actually software, but they don't record it as inventory.
Oh, okay.
They're purchasing software.
You're
So they
just
create POs for this software, and then they create a bill from the PO. So instead of having to recreate that bill, you can just attach the PO and all the items come over.
That sounds lovely.
It was
a feature that is already broken.
Well, I believe it was the Chrome QBO fight that's going on.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
I know. I hate it. So I was on with chat and I spent maybe about a half an hour and I did a little bit of troubleshooting with, the first thing was, of course, use another browser. So
clear your cookies.
Clear your cookies. Yeah, we did that first. Then use another browser. Still didn't work. Send some screenshots. And then she got to, well, we want you to delete the original purchase order and recreate it. So I said, okay, we're going to stop here. This just is not something I'm willing to do right now. But yeah, there's still, whatever Chrome did to update, QBO just does not like. But I will say that today I went in and I was able to do it. Same file, same company, didn't work yesterday. Yes, same vendor.
Can you go back to that PO and try? So it's still in a state that it could become a bill?
No, it was working fine now. The open purchase orders I was able to attach to a bill. So yeah.
Huh.
I heard if you use Chrome Incognito,
that it works better.
that it works. But that's just hearsay, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I've heard that too.
I've tried that, and I did that I wouldn't open up QBO unless I was incognito for a while. But to me, I'm not seeing any difference now at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for years ago. I don't know that anybody remembers years ago Netscape and all that. It used to be, things worked in one browser and then they didn't work in another browser. Web pages displayed a certain way in one browser and a different way in another browser, and then it got a lot better. Now it seems over the last couple of years it's gotten worse again. Where
Back to that.
Chrome is, does something different in Chrome, and you got to have 2-3 browsers to be able to do half the stuff you want to do.
Yeah, and I have to remember which browser to use for which program. Oh, shoot, that program don't like that browser.
Right. Well, Chrome.
We could get around that. We could put shortcuts on your desktop that launch the browser with the web page that you're looking for.
Instead of the default browser, how do you do that?
Sarah, you're going to have to tell us how that works.
I think Mark said he was going to do a private Zoom with us and do a demo.
Well, he's supposed to be writing blog posts for the new blog, so that might be a topic.
Oh, there you go.
Definitely got to watch for that.
Oh, I broke open Camtasia. I cracked open the box of 9, and I haven't looked at one video. And then that's how I sang my solo at church last week, and I just stuck my iPad on top of the organ and pressed go.
That was it was so beautiful, Sarah.
You could barely hear me because I was too far away, but
well, no, it came across really well. I was able to hear you fine.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't figure out how to fade in and fade out, but I figured out how to put the words on it. So now I'm sort of getting excited to learn Camtasia. So that was my first.
Awesome. We need Joanne here.
So Sarah, to follow up with your question about the account numbers, they do pull in, but you know how in when you do sub accounts, how it inverts it?
Yeah.
Look at what it did. It pulled in, it put the number there, but it also...
In the name, I have to edit every name?
And this is using the turn on feature in desktop. So it puts it in there, but then to make it a sub account, this is how it's bringing it in.
Wait a minute. Is that second column the name column?
Hang on.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It doesn't save your headers, which makes me crazy, huh?
Sorry, this is my, I'm trying to do it so that it doesn't show the full screen.
Well, you can just tell us.
That's the name screen. That's the name.
So if you edit that account, the account
number, I don't know. This is how it pulled in to. Remember, I told you guys I imported desktop into Quibi, and I had that issue.
Were your numbers turned on or off in desktop?
My numbers were on in desktop, and this is how it came in like this.
And you would have to go in and retype every single account name.
So it looks like I need to edit the name because the number is populating in the name column in QBO and under the number column in QBO and in the name column.
If that's true, then if that's the possibility, then I don't want to number it in desktop, get it to QBO, and then go number it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be the best way to do it.
This is stupid.
I didn't even think to look at this until just now because all the QBOs that I've set up.
Go edit one of those accounts and look at just the screen of the setup of that.
Let me get in there. Hold on, let me share.
Part of me is like I'm in denial.
All right, so let's try editing one of these ones.
Yeah. All right. So
it puts it in the number.
Yeah, it's not in the name.
It's not in the name, but it's showing up in the name.
All right, then that's just like in desktop where you can say the name, the description, or both, and it's showing both.
But how do you?
You guys are the QBO people. All right, it's a report view setting then. Like in desktop, it's under reports, like preferences reports. So where would it be in this? Is there a report?
This is a real file, so I'm not gonna go in there.
Yeah, I'm
You
thinking
can hide
that-
the screen if you want. What
Yeah.
I'm thinking is there should be a setting to like your default is accrual or your default is cash based. You know, this kind of
Yes, it is. There is. Track classes on, track location off. So the categories are there.
You may need to
And
go
like
to advanced
default-
settings.
default fonts and default sizes and all those.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think you have the granularity in QBO that you have in.
Yeah, you don't really. So in advance, you'll have the here's what it looks like for setting.
Brandon.
So this is the settings when you go to company settings. So you have, and again, this is the first thing. You have your accounting and you have your this. So if you enable numbers, this is all you can
Show, there it is.
show the account
Or
numbers.
show. If you
Enable
turn
account
off-
number.
Okay, but now turn off show and it won't embed it with the name
Okay, let's
on your
see.
report. So see what
Let's
that
see if that made a difference in
your
let's see
chart.
if that made a difference in what was pulled in versus Okay,
my
so
nonprofits and stuff, I like them seeing their account numbers because I want them to
now this is how oh wait, hold on. I gotta go scroll down a little further. This is how it looks now.
That's it. But then where do the account numbers go?
You told me to turn it off, so I turned it off.
No, you left the one on.
No, the enable numbers is on, but it says show.
Ah, right.
Is this
That's
the chart
difference.
that you're looking at? The chart of accounts.
This is the chart of accounts. This is the same thing because see how the sub accounts are indented.
Yeah, but now it's back alphabetical, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, I think this one is by type. I think.
No, it'll do type first, but then alphabetical.
Yeah, basically. Yep.
How are we supposed to look professional when these things are?
Oh, I know. You use desktop.
Well, these two clients do not have payroll, and they're gimmies. So I agreed to do just pay for their QBO and set them up, and then I want to push them on and let them, take care of themselves. So, and their handwriting check. All that stuff's perfect for QBO. Just let it populate itself, and then we can all dial in from home and keep the stupid checkbook straight. So it's perfect, but.
It would be perfect if they would get it right. Somebody there is PO'd at somebody and they are just screwing stuff up. That's all I'm saying.
Got a programmer in there having trouble.
There is a rogue programmer that just is like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to put a little bug in this and see
What time is it? We're going to go see Christmas lights.
I know.
It is.
Before we go, I do want to talk to Linda Russell. She wanted to talk about older versions of desktop. You had a question, Linda?
I did. I was questioning about if in 2015, one of the recent updates, it used to be when someone you'd receive payment on an invoice, it would say right across the middle of it in really big print, paid.
Yeah.
And it seems like it doesn't do that anymore.
No, they have made it smaller, but I don't remember.
It's smaller, but it's
Isn't it in
been
the
like
top
that all year.
left corner? For
all
some
my
reason,
clients are in 14. Are you talking about 14?
15,
no,
I
I'm
think.
talking about 15. I'm pretty sure this client's on 15.
It is.
I told
it's
them,
smaller.
I think they moved it instead of being down in the center, it's up in the top left corner too.
Right, and also when you print, like if I print and reprint an invoice, what I'll do is I'll do an invoice.
Yes.
So I pay my ACH payment, and then I want to send them the paid invoice for the
Yes.
receipt. I had to reformat my invoices just recently, like in the last month or two.
Yes.
because the paid was right across my logo, and I'm like, when did that happen?
It was one of the updates.
I'll be darned, you're right, because I thought I got real embarrassed. I was like, shit, have I been sending these things all year?
No, it just happened.
And,
It's just irritating when they change things like that. And
then
they
I'll
do
tell
a
you,
good deal.
because Angela printed one, and she came to me and she said, this looks like crap.
Yeah, right.
And so she
That is
Googled it,
embarrassing. That is
and
embarrassing.
You can't move it. You can't move the stamp. So I had to rearrange the top of my invoices. I'll
That's
be
crazy.
darned.
See, what happens is somebody probably said, we wish that the paid wasn't so big or something like that. And also we want the date that it was paid. And it does have paid and it says the date it was paid.
Right.
They moved it to the top left, which goes over your address, your logo, your branding.
Right. And you can't move it. It's not part of the...
No, you can't. It's not part of the layout designer. It goes where it goes, like the envelope.
Okay, I thought I was absolutely losing my mind.
No. And one of my clients asked me, what did they do? It doesn't say they're paid anymore. I said, I think it does, but I think it's the upper left-hand corner.
You know, I put these kind of comments in Stacy's workflow, and there are Intuit people. I did that when they changed the Plexi sign for QBO. I hate playing Where's Wally. So
You hate what?
playing Where's Wally.
Where's Wally, yeah.
What's Where's Wally? Is that
In
Where's
other words,
Wally is a
keep moving
game.
stuff around.
They're moving stuff around. The only improvement is it's now not in this spot, it's in a new spot.
Yeah.
And
They haven't changed it, they just moved it.
Yep, much smaller, and they made it from to like a gray little circle, which is, you know, when you open up QuickBooks, whether it's desktop or QBO, you have a project in mind. You have a task you want to complete, and you know how long it's going to take. This invoice should take me 5 minutes to do.
Right.
Well, if you're spending a half hour figuring out where they put the prompt to get to that, it just like escalates all day long, and you're behind where you're at. So whenever developers decide that they think something looks better someplace else, I call them on it all the time.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to mention that what it does is it moves it up over our address, our phone, and our logo, and we can't change it. And so then we have to, as what Sarah finally did was she went in and reformatted her template.
Right.
And she moved her logo and her address so that stupid thing could be where it was and it wouldn't cover up her logo.
And I'm glad I'm emailing them because I did have them formatted to fit envelopes. But they are
there are two people on Stacy's group. That's why I do it there.
Yeah,
you know what? I just fixed it and thought I was losing my mind, but I'm so glad you brought this up because.
Good. Well,
Wayne had a question before we go, or before I go.
Wayne,
I wanted to know if everyone was happy with the new change that they made to the QBO presentation and the way they moved around the little square and the different clicks that you do on the upper menu.
Sort of, kind of, not really.
Huh?
I don't think I have the new one yet.
Oh, well,
when we start recording, I'll show you.
Okay.
for me, you know, just because someone thought it looks better does not make it an improvement.
I agree.
And I think it makes it harder for the people that are actually out there using the product.
When you're acclimating yourself to where everything is and they change it around, then you have to reorientate yourself again.
Well, you have to retrain your brain too.
You can't go on automatic pilot anymore.
No, you can't go on
That's right. That's right. I agree.
And I think this comes from actually Microsoft and their thoughts that whenever they made changes, it was an improvement no matter what it is. And the developers came from that place. If you look at some of the things that they're doing, they are very Microsoft-like.
Right. I agree.
Look at her.
Yeah.
And the only way that they're going to know is by feedback. which is why I will brave the trolls.
Yeah.
Well,
What
I
don't
think,
understand
hey,
is
Gina, I think it's Angry Bird time.
what I don't understand is
I don't know.
why do they have so much white wasted space? Why don't they give us
Because they like
longer bank account fields? Why don't they give us bigger address fields? What, you know, it just, these are basic user. If you study how to write software and writing user interfaces, that's like bare bone basic stuff. And it gets smaller and lighter, and I'm like,
I agree. I agree.
Oh
100%.
my God.
They
I have
forget
clients that are using the Surface Pro 4.
yeah.
The print is so tiny in QuickBooks Desktop. It's ridiculous. It's like
all for
a size
millennials.
6 or a 4.
It's all for millennials.
They all got good eyes. They also
That's because these millennials are used to working on their little big phones.
On their phones. Could be. That could be it. It's about, that's what it is. It's about like the size on
Well,
the
you need to let them
You
know.
know what? You know what? Don't even, honey.
Centric.
Don't worry about it, Linda, because you know what? They're going to be wearing bifocals when they turn 40 anyway. Don't worry about it.
Doesn't help us.
Because let me tell you, you notice I'm wearing black glasses? Because my bifocals don't work right now. So I had to get magnifiers that's more powerful than this.
Oh,
but when I combine the two, girl, it is a party.
All right. I like it. That's not a bad idea. Is get a magnifier so when I go to that client, I'm wearing a magnifier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because here's the problem with the problem with my bifocals problem with my bifocals is where it is. I actually need to have my head like this to look through my bifocals. So I gave up, and then this is really sweet, but I just said, let me just switch them off. So when I sit in front of the computer.
I had special glasses made for the distance from my eye to my laptop.
Oh yeah, and
yeah, you can get them prescribed. You can get prescription ones, but I just buy multiple versions of the Walmart brand or whatever, and I get like a 1.5 or 1.25 where you need it.
But I have to have prescription because I have crooked eyes or something.
But I was like, but here's the problem. I can't see across the room though.
Neither can I.
So usually if I'm at the computer and somebody's coming in the room, I gotta do this. And I'm like, yes.
Alrighty, everyone, we are about out of time.
Y'all have a blessed Christmas.
Yeah. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Sarah, I'll show you the thing before you leave.
Have a wonderful Hanukkah. Have a wonderful Kwanzaa. And
2 seconds.
Happy holidays to anyone I missed.
That's right.
No problem.
See you all next week. Bye. Bye-bye.